What's up, y'all? All right. So, this conversation is going to be about Twitch mostly and what has been going on with the platform. I think before I start, I want to talk about the problem, which is that probably anybody below, I'd say 500 viewers or lower, is not going to be able to get discovered on the platform. We're going to talk about why that is, and we're going to talk about what to do about it and what Twitch is actually finally doing about it. So as context, this has been a problem that I've thought about for years and years and years, and it's something that I've helped a lot of people through, including esports professionals that started their streams at a very low level and had to get discovery through other platforms. The ability to be a Twitch streamer on this platform is severely limited by the platform itself, and that's interesting because, like, right now, if you want to grow followers on Twitch, funny enough, the last thing you want to be doing is streaming a lot on Twitch. And I don't mean that badly towards the platform. It's just fact. I have a lot of friends at Twitch, and I obviously, like, I really like the platform. But the first step to acknowledging that the first step to knowing there's a problem is to acknowledging that there is one. And so we're going to talk about that. So why do I think this right now? Why do I think there's a huge problem with Twitch discovery right now? Well, because if you go to let's pull up like the browsing queue. So this is how most new people will find streams, right? And by the way, if you don't stream on Twitch, this affects you too, because if you're not able to find people that might be really interesting or really funny or like way more entertaining than the streamers that you just see on the top here. So if you select a game, like if I use Fortnite, this is almost too easy, but this will just kind of like extenuate the problem. If I go at Fortnite, the top, let's say, so there's about, on this screen, this is a 1440 monitor, so it's, let's see, 3, 6, 7, 7 streams per, like, say, let's say block, okay? The first 7, I would say, are pretty discoverable. It's pretty likely that somebody's going to click on these, okay? And then that chance goes down as you progress downward. So already in this sort of like tier here, this discovery is going to be more difficult. And then once again, like here, it's going to be more difficult, okay? So once we get down, and we just have to count the blocks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Is already 7 times 7, 8, 9, 10. So at this point, we've seen 70 streams, and now we're at the like 150 viewer mark. So the chances of you getting discovered even in this sort of like 50 stream range is super slim, much less like if you start going down, you can start seeing the problem. Now, like we have 40 viewer streams, okay? At this point, any hope of getting discovered by this platform is impossible. Much less for people that are starting out streaming, right? Which are people that like are at like 10 viewers or like 5 viewers or something like that. Like, good luck. You're never going to get found here. So that's Fortnite, but you can see that this is a problem for pretty much any game. League would be the same thing too. And so you can just go down and you'll see like League is a little better. It didn't take us as many streams to get down, but still there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of streams that are totally undiscoverable through the platform. So you can change it a little bit, right? Twitch tried to fix it by, in some categories, adding like, okay, well, I want to watch people that only play Ahri, okay? And you'll be able to see people that have flagged only Ahri. And this is good, but my guess is, again, that like very few people use this. And then most games don't have this functionality. Or if they do, it's not really relevant. So that is the crux of the problem. Okay, so the other problem is the search function. The search function is if I want to use something like, let's say, for League of Legends, I'll type something like I type on YouTube, right? Best ADC plays, okay? That's not going to give me any channels that are relevant to what I asked for. I get some kind of like random clips that I'm not going to watch, and I don't have any channels that are interesting for this. Maybe I actually got this guy that's actually named Best ADC Plays, but that's a person that doesn't actually stream. Whereas on YouTube, if I go to YouTube and I do the same thing and I type Best ADC Plays, okay, I immediately get exactly what's relevant to my search results. And not only that, but I also get stuff from people that are not necessarily huge content creators, right? So clicking the third one down, this guy has, I don't know how many subs. It doesn't say. So he can't have that many. It should tell me, right? It doesn't. But you can see that like a lot of the people that own this feed do not necessarily have like millions and millions of subscribers. So we're not getting people like QtPie and stuff like that. We're getting like randos like LOL Carry Team and stuff like that, okay? Yet we get the results for exactly what we asked for. It turns out that mostly solo mid owns this category, which is interesting. So that means that I can't really search by what I want to watch either. So if I'm trying to find new people on Twitch, and this is like this, the user will always go for the path of least resistance. So I'll just click the first person or the first 2 or 3 people in a path of exile. I won't bother to go down here and watch these people. Okay, so there's no, but these streamers, to be very clear, these could be very good streamers. They might be really, they might have great chat interaction. They might have, they might be very funny. They might be really informative. But some of these, and the interesting thing about like, if you look at like something like this, or you look at something like Fortnite, you'll see people with tons of wins. They're really skilled. Some of them are on par with people like Ninja and stuff like that. They just don't get discovered. So that is the problem. That's the huge problem with the platform right now. And there's a sort of like philosophical debate about why Twitch should be involved at all in the process of getting people discovered. And I have a couple of things to say about that before I start suggesting like how to fix this problem. So, and before we start looking at how to fix the problem and what Twitch is doing to fix the problem. Okay. Twitch's goal, I don't know how much they say this externally, but internally, their goal is to create as many full-time broadcasters as possible. Full-time as defined by you make your living on Twitch. You get paid for being on Twitch. If that is the case, they are failing grossly in that quest, okay? Like they're basically allowing the very top, like I'd say 5 to 10% to succeed. And then the rest of them have like, are always struggling or having a really hard time keeping up. And pretty much, I'll go over some solutions as to like how, I guess if you're an individual broadcaster and you want to fix this, that's probably a separate discussion. I'll probably leave that for some other time. I'll just talk about what Twitch is doing. But their goal should be to bring as many broadcasters to the 300 to 500 concurrent viewer range where you can start to make some real income as possible. And they should be incentivizing that by doing things like enhancing subscriptions, which they've done, enhancing donations, which they've gone back on. Bits are worse for streamers than they are than they were regular donations. And Bits was basically, as far as I'm concerned, a complete money grab for Twitch with no benefit to broadcasters whatsoever. Donations were pretty much better in every single way. The only thing that Bits did was enable lazy broadcasters to get more donations because those people weren't doing calls to action for donations. So, okay, so what is Twitch doing? Well, that's what I'm here to discover. I actually got an email today that told me that Twitch is doing some stuff to change discovery for smaller broadcasters. And the first I saw of this was going to the front page. And I understand this front page is changed for some people, but for some people, they still have like the old front page. But I have the new one, so I can talk about it. This is how it looks for me. This is really interesting. So the front page has changed a lot. And the most interesting thing about this is when there's obviously an algorithm, okay? So similar to how YouTube is working now, it says live channels you may like. I don't know why this thinks what it thinks, but what's really interesting to me is that it recommends myself. That's cool. There are channels on here that are not necessarily huge streams. And that becomes way more relevant when you go down to the streamers you may like. So this is actually really cool because these are streams, these are things that I watch on Twitch, right? I consume Twitch content. And the most interesting thing about the Darkest Dungeon streamers you may like, okay, well, the first guy has the 369 viewers. That's probably one of the biggest Darkest Dungeon streamers right now. The second guy, though, has 78, then 27, 1,478. So what do you see here? You see that this is not being sorted by number of viewers, right? Which changes a huge amount. That's a big, big difference from here, where this is everything that Twitch has ever done has been sorted by number of viewers. This is a really big deal that this has changed this way. This means that the psychology of it is that if you're looking at Twitch TV on the front page and you're interested in discovering a game, and the algorithm gets good enough, and it probably soon will be, to know that, for example, like it knows, so YouTube can know that you like Realm Royale before you know that you like Realm Royale. It can know that because it knows everything about you, right? And as Twitch gathers this data and it figures it out, it too can do this, which is really interesting. That it's quite possible that Twitch can get to the point very soon where their AI is able to tell you what games you want to watch before you even know you want to watch them. Similar to how the recommended feed looks in YouTube, right? If I go to anything in YouTube and I look here, this is going to give me something completely relevant. And I get stuff from the recommended tab all the time, right? Because I watch a shitload of Joe Rogan, and I watch a lot of like content that's like personal development-y, and a lot of like weird stuff like Philip DeFranco and like Gary Vee and stuff like that. So like YouTube knows exactly what I'm interested in, right? Everything on this page is tailored for me exactly, and everything that I like to watch. Okay, so Twitch can do that too, and Twitch can get to the point where smaller streamers are discoverable because they are on the front page, and probably a lot of people, particularly new people to Twitch, are able to hit the front page. So that's cool. That's a big change. One of the things they could do too is do like pop-ups with recommendations. There's a lot of possibilities for how that could go, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's also look. Thank you very much. Let's also look at the... Thank you very, very much, my man. Let's also look at what's happening now. So this is totally new to me. I haven't seen any of this yet. I'm just going to comment it on real time. Probably should have done some prep. I'm not doing some prep. Okay, so this is literally a Trello board. I'm not sure how much I agree with that, but okay. Are these just like notes? Okay, I guess we'll just start here. All right, I'm starting here. Welcome to the Twitch Discovery Update site. This is owned by Amazon, right? Like, can we do a more professional rollout than this? All right, all right. I really like Twitch. It's a great platform. This just feels a little bit janky to me for an issue this serious that has not been addressed for 5 years. But okay, let's go. All right, so why discovery? Well, it's one of the topics we get asked about the most. Twitch has grown so quickly. On-site discovery is not really on pace. You might see as many as 18,000 different live channels in the Fortnite directory. That's insane. That's insane. Okay, so we'll publish our plans for key discovery updates right here before the changes are live. We'll let you know what problems we're trying to solve, how we made our decisions, and how projects will affect you as a streamer. Take a look on what we're working on right here. Okay. Speaking of questions, where do I ask my... All right, our discovery projects are divided into 3 columns based on how it helps viewers get to your content. Discover new streams, choose streams, and find what you're looking for. Each column has a header, and you can read about the details. Okay, that's the click here to learn more things. Okay, neat. I think I get it. Okay, so orange is you have to see it. Blue is like, we're never going to do it. Green is like, it doesn't exist yet, but it will exist. And yellow is like, yeah, we're never going to do it. So blue, or so the really relevant stuff is really, I guess, orange. All right. Click to learn more. All right, we plan to build a recommendation system, what I just said, that will connect streamers with the right viewers, people who are likely to keep watching and become part of your community. So what does that mean? What that means is that they're going to build an algorithm This is something that Twitch should have done from the very beginning, because it was super easy to build an algorithm like YouTube did right when the platform started. YouTube started building its algorithm and its search function very early in the platform, and it wasn't good for a really long time. And this is something that's going to be a problem for Twitch. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 years, IMO, to get the AI to the point where it can accurately and relevantly link you to streams. This is a long way out because they're starting this now. Unless they've had a release timeline and they've had engineers on this before, then that's good. But I think this is going to take a long time. And that said, I really also hope that this is not like a fail forward type thing where it's like, okay, we're going to do this halfway, see how it works, and then leave it, like communities and stuff like that. That said, like all that said, recommendations are a pretty good thing. What'll happen and how that'll actually function is they're going to have a tag system. I'm sure that's going to be announced if it's not later on in this announcement. The tag system is going to have to link the algorithm to what you like to watch. So if there's a tag like positivity or funny, they're going to have to link that to other streams, and that'll be the simplest implementation of it so far. So with tags on YouTube and Google, you can game them, and you can do that because Google has good analytics, which is something I want to talk about later, because one of my big problems with Twitch is it doesn't have good analytics. Okay, so if you have a tag system, funny, positive, I don't know, the stuff I do, improv, comedy, things like that, serious, philosophical discussion, personal development. Okay, some people are going to search that stuff and some people aren't. The big trouble that Twitch is going to have, right, is that Twitch, a huge part, I'm jumping all over the place, but a huge part of of a platform's efficacy in getting viewers to view new content is how they train their viewer to do so. On YouTube, everything that you are trained to do is through the search function, and lately sort of the recommended tab. But the recommended tab was a retraining, right? Right now, the way that you discover games is you hit browse and you go to the game that you want to find. Sometimes you might use the search function, but you'll use the search function for something you don't see on here. So if I wanted to find, I know Path of Exile is right there, but if I wanted to find it, it'll show me. That'll take me to the games, and then I'll go right to and click the first 3 of these, right? And I'll go watch Destiny. If I wanted to find an obscure game, like Tales of Magiel or something, right? It'll show me that, and then I can go here. Okay, there's like one guy with 5 viewers streaming it, right? And that's the only way that we are trained to use the search function right now. So to implement a tag system means that they will have to train the user. Instead of going here and finding these things, they'll have to type like funny, right? And then they'll come up with the tags of the relevant funny streamer. So that's something that you would do in YouTube, right? You might type funniest league plays, or like funny league plays, or funny league YouTubers, right? You might type that. And what's amazing about YouTube, I didn't have this prep, so let me toss it up here. But this is by far my absolute favorite thing about. Let me get out of this spooky secret place here. Okay. So if I go to AdWords and I type League of Legends plays, I will get an exact idea of how popular these keywords are and these tags are on YouTube. And I will also get a list of suggestions that will tell me even more popular keywords to use. So if I am making YouTube videos, I can game the system by adding the relevant tags that are relevant to my video, right? While maximizing my chance to get discovery, okay? So Twitch will have to create a system similar to this. And the analytics on that system will have to be so good that I can see stuff like this. And Twitch has always had an issue with analytics. So if they implement a tag system and the streamers don't know how good the tags are, it's basically useless to us. If they implement a tag system and the users users themselves don't know what tags are popular, then there's no way the tag system is going to work. So the only way for a tag system to actually work is to be connected to an analytics platform. Hopefully that makes sense. I use the communities tab to look for certain types of people, although the chances I find something I like are slim. I would say that that's probably a rare way to consume Twitch, but communities is a good example of something that didn't work because they didn't incentivize it via their platform at all. So if I go to Twitch TV, right, and I just go to the platform, tell me how I find communities. The first thing I'd probably do is click here. I can find community guidelines. This doesn't take me anywhere. I can go here. This takes me to my settings and doesn't help anything. Okay, so I actually can't tell you as a full-time user of this platform how to get to the communities page, if there is one. I guess I'll Google it. Twitch communities. Oh, okay, hey, we found it on Google. All right, so now I can find Twitch communities that are either sorted by popularity or relevancy. Again, I have no idea how to get here through the actual site. If I sort by relevancy, it literally shows me the top streams anyway. If I sort by popularity, then I had the same problem as before. If I go into like variety streaming, then I have the exact same problem as I did on the other discovery page. These people are totally undiscoverable. I would just go for the top variety streamer now, who's this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy, and then this guy, and this guy, and this guy, right? So it seems like there's a problem with communities. And the problem is that they totally don't work. I know very few people that search by community to try to find new broadcasts. I believe you find it through browse, okay? Okay, so it says show me communities. That's how you actually find it. I promise the number of people that actually know that that exists has got to be very few. Okay. All right. So we talked about the recommendation system and how that would have to work. So they plan to build a recommendation system. We talked about how that's going to work. How can viewers tell me which streams they'll like? In May 2015, Destiny was the most popular game on Twitch with about 3,000 streamers playing at any given time. That's hard to believe, but okay. Today, you can visit the Fortnite directory and find as many as 18,000 different streams playing the game at the same time. That's 6 times as many streamers to choose from. I really don't like this marketing. I hate this copy. You can't choose from them if you can't find them. You have 7 streamers to choose from, maybe 14. As Twitch continues to grow, it becomes hard to know what to watch. Nobody can read through 18,000 stream titles before picking which to watch. Yeah. We plan to give streamers a better way to categorize and describe streams. This means nothing to me. Help viewers find and focus on streams they're more interested in. Also means nothing to me. So this is literally some guy writing this on Trello. This doesn't mean anything. There's absolutely nothing actionable about this. When I was running companies, it drove me crazy when people did this. When you use words like, they're called weasel words. When you say, we will help you virtually guarantee that you will have discoverable viewers. Well, you've just told me absolutely nothing about what you're going to do or what it means. None of that means anything to me. So this is useless as all hell. Literally telling me nothing at all. Okay. Update the channel page layout so it's easier to see panels, videos, clips, and the follow and subscribe buttons. So there's something at least semi-actionable here, which says, but I would also argue that, and I'm not sure about this, but if you put recommendations for other streamers on the channel page itself, that may actually be a negative because it would cause viewers, it would cause, so one of the really important concepts on Twitch is called minutes watched per unique viewer. I'll explain this real quick. So minutes watched per unique viewer, right, is the main way that advertisers and broadcasters should sort of evaluate the success of their broadcast. Okay, so what this means is for the average viewer, how many minutes do they stay on the stream? Pretty simple, right? And to give you context, the average across Twitch is somewhere between 60 and 90 minutes, okay? The average for the Super Bowl, which is the largest event on TV, is 38 minutes. Okay, so anything above the Super Bowl is amazing. Twitch doesn't want to reduce this number because if I can, let's say I have a rotating banner that rotates to a Corsair ad every 30 to 45 seconds. What I would do is I would take my number of viewers on average concurrence. I would take my minutes watched per unique viewer and I would say, hey, I can show this many people this ad this many times that are watching for this many minutes, okay? So if you reduce that, you are cutting into advertiser and sponsor profits, which is not good. You don't want to do that. That's the business reason to not do this. The streamer reason to not do this is that maybe it pulls viewers away from you, though I don't know if that's true. Out of all of the research that I've done and all the stuff that I've been able to figure out, I'm still not sure if collaboration is good or bad. Collaboration with larger streamers is most certainly good. Collaboration with streamers equal or lesser to you, I don't know. Not enough data. Again, because Twitch Analytics doesn't tell us this stuff. All right, what else? Make notifications better so your followers actually click on them. So that's really interesting. The average Twitch user gets 11 go live updates every day across email. That's way too many updates from Twitch. Yep. I mean, you'd want like so less than that. You'd want like a maximum of like 1 to 2 a week. So what they could do is they could make a single email. No, that wouldn't work because it would not work on live times. I don't know how to fix that problem. Only send updates to the platform you're using. Every time you go live, we send your followers a notification across every platform. Add a setting that gets to choose one notification for each go live event. I think the way to do this is to put it in the hands of the user and to have different forms of notifications similar to what YouTube is doing, where you can click the bell and you'll get notified on your phone for like a streamer you really like. I don't particularly want to be notified when most streamers are going live. Most streamers are not interesting enough for me to like jump on their stream right away and be like, whoa, there they are. It's great. But some streamers are. And there's a couple of people I watch like that. Make search better for viewers to find what they're looking for. Type ahead suggestions as you're searching. Okay, that kind of helps. A full page of search results once you hit enter instead of limiting the results to a drop-down tab. Depending on how that's implemented is really good. General improvements to the search backend means absolutely nothing. They're going to improve the algorithm. Adding search to the mobile website is good. That's I can't believe this. I didn't even know the mobile website doesn't have search. I can't believe it doesn't. Less than 15% of searches on Twitch are successful. There's a lot of room for improvement. Twitch channels with unexpected spellings can be hard to find. That's kind of like a weird thing to say. Different games can have the same title. This is a huge project. I can't describe to you how much time this is going to take and what kind of team this is going to take and what kind of person heading this team is going to need to understand. Like, the engineering aspects of trying to make this work is going to be crazy. I hate the notification option. If a live streamer cuts on and off from a bad connection, you get a bunch of notifications. Yeah, that's insane. Super easy to do a pass-through that checks that too, to make sure that doesn't happen. All right. Small streamers build an audience by improving how recommendations handle smaller channels. When a channel averages less than 20 viewers, our standard recommendation system has a hard time knowing which viewers will like that channel. It should be absolutely the opposite. And the way you fix that is tags. Every streamer on Twitch was once a small streamer. We want to invest specifically in helping streamers reach new audiences. Again, not actionable, really. Oh, add tags to Twitch that let you describe your streams in more detail. Okay. We are building a system that will let you add tags to describe your stream. We are targeting late August as the earliest timing for this rollout. The timing will change once we start development. Okay, so this is great. So that's exactly what I was saying. And it's actionable. Late August at the earliest timing. So they're saying, here's a date. Here's what we'll have. This is good. Choosing what to watch as Twitch gets bigger. They're repeating like the Fortnite thing, but this is what we need for tags. This is really good. Adding more game-specific filters and tags that automatically categorize your stream. So that was the stuff we were talking about before, where like you can search by champion on League, for example, or by language. That's always good. Again, the problem is to train users to use that. That's the problem. I think the problem that Twitch doesn't realize they have, that they're going to realize that they have, is that users are trained to use the platform in a certain way right now. And training users to use a platform in a different way, especially users that have been on the platform for a long time, is like really hard. It's like almost impossible. So that's the problem I think Twitch is underestimating right now. I don't know how to solve that problem exactly. I'd have to think about it for a long time. Run tests on how channels are ordered in the left column of the site. This is extremely good. Most users see 5 followed channels ordered by view count. We'll show more than 5. That's good. Showing your subscribed channels above followed channels is very smart. That's really good. Ordering channels based on criteria other than viewer count, like who you recently watched, is interesting. That's good too. That means if you've recently watched a streamer but decided not to follow them or forgot, you might jump back into their stream, which I think helps with retention, which is really good. Overall, I'm really encouraged that Twitch is like finally addressing this problem. I think that they have some really serious issues to really deal with. Like they're gonna need. I was like non-pretentiously, like they should hire someone like me for this project. It needs to be someone that has used the platform extensively, and it needs to be someone that really understands the business implications of this. The problem with a lot of Twitch people is that they're Silicon Valley dudes that have like come from like Facebook or Amazon or things like that. So they don't really bleed purple in the sense that they understand the culture of Twitch and like how it flows. They're techies. They're people that are trying to, they're people that are running Twitch like, or want to run Twitch like a Silicon Valley company and a tech company. But not all of the rules of a tech company like Facebook would apply to something like Twitch, because Twitch needs to be a little bit different in that it needs to be more community focused, or should be, and it needs to have ways for people to get discovered like those other platforms have solved. You can still build a brand on Facebook. You can still build a brand on YouTube. Right now in 2018, I'm confident with 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel to build that. I think I can do that. But I'm not confident, even though I want to go full-time on Twitch, to stream 8 hours a day on Twitch and just have that solve my problems. If you have questions, put them in the chat if you're interested in this topic.